Okay guys, today this is a little video to tell you about a wonderful new rifle called the Rattler. And it's in 357. Let me step up here and show her to you. These are sold by Air Guns of Arizona. Like I say, it's called the Rattler, and it's in 357 caliber. And the scope on there is one of my absolute all-time favorites. It's the Helos Gen 2 6 to 24 by 56 with a 34 millimeter tube. My personal opinion, I like this scope much better than the higher price scopes from Athlon, like the Cronus and Ares, simply because the reticle is a little bolder. Let's see, I'll show you this side of it. Made by Western Air Gun. As I was saying, the reticle on some of these first focal plane scopes, including the Athlon Cronus and Ares and whatnot, they're so super fine, it's hard for my old eyes to discern them. So, like I say, this is absolutely perfect glass. I'm not trying to do a commercial for Athlon, but I'm telling you, for the money, buy this one first. You know, don't spend $1,800, spend $600. Buy this one first, and if you don't like it, well then, whatever. But I think you'll love it. I've owned a ton of scopes in the last 15 years, and let me tell you, that's my all-time favorite right there. On my own rifle, I've got the 4 to 20 because I don't need this much power. So I've got the 4 to 20 by 50 on one of my rifles, on my 35 caliber impact. And on my 30 cal impact, I've got a Helos 1 to 10 with a fixed parallax. So anyway, back to the Rattler. This gun was one of the very first ones to be released, and it developed a couple problems when we first got it. So you understand, I talked a friend of mine into selling 2 of his air rifles to use the money to buy this one. And within about, a few days of shooting it, it developed a problem with the trigger, in that it was shooting full auto all the time. Which is fun, but it's not what we wanted. So we sent it back to Arizona, and they promptly fixed the problem and shipped it right back pronto. Super proud of Air Guns of Arizona and the way they're handling warranty service on these guns. So then after we got it back the first time, it developed a problem with this power wheel in the back. And just so you guys understand, that's a 6 of one, half a dozen of the other problem. In that, when they designed that power wheel, they did not put a limiting device, so that when you're turning it counterclockwise to increase your power, you can actually turn it too far and it just gets locked up in place. if you're not careful and watching what you're doing. So that's kind of a design flaw, which is minor. If you're aware of it, you can make allowance for it. Well, of course, the man that owns this rifle was not aware of that, of course, being a brand new gun, and he turned it too far and locked it up, and I advised him just to ship it back to Arizona and let them deal with it. And to their credit, they sent him another free shipping label and fixed the problem and shipped it back pronto. I mean, you just can't tell you how proud I am of Air Guns of Arizona and their service department, including Shane and Don, the guy that worked on the gun and fixed the problems twice. So kudos to them. And today I remounted the scope, and I shot some JSB pellets, and they were going into one hole on this target out here. I'll show you. I shot the first shot, hit just upper left of the red dot, and the next three went exactly in that first hole. No kidding. And supposedly that's with a barrel that's 1 in 20 twist rate. And don't hold my feet to the fire on that, but that's what I've been told that the twist rate is on this barrel. I haven't checked it myself. We just got it back last night, and I brought it over here first thing today to put her through her paces. So anyway, the JSBs were going into one hole at 50 yards here. There's a target out there against the wall. You may be able to see it. Let's see if I zoom in a little bit. There you go. Now you can see it. I'll walk out there in a minute. Now the Hades did pretty good, but nothing close to the JSBs. I mean, they'd be good enough for hunting, for sure. But for target shooting, for precision, even though this ain't a target rifle, if I was wanting to do some precision target shooting, I'd definitely go with them JSBs now. While I'm at it, let me show you around my friend Courtney's backyard. As you can see, he's got a nice swimming pool, whatnot. And the patio back here is fantastic. It's great for me, so that, let me walk down here a little ways and turn around. It's great for me so that I can do my shooting up under this overhang, so I'm not in the sun. I don't have to worry about a rainstorm or any BS like that. All right. So let me walk out here. And I hate when people make videos and do this, but bear with me, because I don't have a bunch of GoPros and stuff. I don't have the money for it. What I do have is my little Galaxy 5 cell phone. And that's just going to have to be good enough until one day I can do better. Okay. So, let me show you guys. That's 4 shots in the same hole right there. The JSB 35 caliber pellets. Then down below that is I think 6 shots with the Hades pellets. And then over here you can see I had to readjust the scope because these hybrid slugs are only 68 grains, and they were hitting higher out here on the target. So that was my first shot with the hybrid slugs. Second shot and then 5 more after I adjusted the scope. Okay, now I'm going to tell you what, them dogs will hunt. While I'm at it, let me show you the target backer I made. I found a company called Cumberland Rubber in Tennessee that sells these rubber panels. This is the vulcanized self-healing rubber they put in shooting ranges. And rather than buy one of them expensive ass shooting traps, what we did is we bought this thing from Amazon. I don't know if you can see it very good or not. It's a metal piece with a triangular spike that goes in the ground. Then we got a couple 2x4s attached on either side. And then this rubber panel is 24 inches by 24 inches by 2 inches thick. And almost nothing's getting through it. But just in case anything does, let me show you the back side of it. I got a steel plate. That's 1/16 steel. And you can see from previous hits in the old days, when I was shooting this side, everything used to go through my plywood and hit my steel. So that's my emergency backup in case anything gets through the rubber. I won't have to worry about tearing up this concrete block privacy wall at the back of the property here. So that's how I made the target. That chunk of rubber from Cumberland was 140 bucks, which included shipping, I believe. The man I dealt with there was named William. And I'm going to tell you something, you couldn't ask for a better person to deal with and do business with. He's a totally straight guy, and I like him very much. Now, while we're out here, I'll show you the fruit trees. These are trees with avocados and mangoes and all kinds of fruits that my friend Courtney grows. And the problem is, for him, is squirrels. I'll give you a close-up of some of his ripe fruits. These are some kind of a Jamaican fruit. I don't know exactly what they're called, but they're supposed to be pretty sweet and fantastic. But anyway, these gray squirrels get in here and they take one bite and throw the fruit on the ground. Let's see if I can find one. Yeah, here's one. Yeah, they take a bite out of it and kill the fruit, and then they throw them on the ground, like this. See, there's another one. See the black mark on it? That's where they bit it. Throwed it on the ground. So with this Rattler 35 caliber and them hybrid slugs, my friend Courtney's gonna take care of his squirrel problem. Now this here's a 1 gallon jug, a milk jug, that I shot. I filled this up this morning. Let's see if this slug's still in there. Nope. All right, let's see. Where did I hit this thing at? Okay. This is a 1 gallon milk jug. I filled up with water and capped it off. There you can see the end. This is at probably 45 yards. There's the entrance hole, as you can see, and exit hole on the other side. So it did go all the way through, but the concussion Blew the whole side of that milk jug wide open. I shudder to think what these 30 caliber hybrids are going to do to squirrels. That was shot from back there on the patio. You can maybe see the rifle. So I'm about 40 yards, 45. Anyway, let me walk back here. I'll give you a view of the property from here. Show you some more of the fruit trees and the hanging fruit on them. That one down there is a avocado tree that's just loaded with avocados. And they're about ripe, ready to pick. Okay. I'll show you the little lovebirdies. Hey guys! Hey guys! What are you birds doing? What are you guys doing? Oh, don't be scared. I ain't gonna hurt you. I ain't no bird killer. Unless you're a pheasant, then look out. I hear you talking to me. So anyway, guys, one last thing I wanted to tell you about this rifle is that we asked when we sent it back to Arizona to get that power wheel on the back problem solved. We specifically asked them to set this gun up to shoot the hybrid slugs from FX at approximately 150 foot-pounds of energy. That's all we want out of this gun. So we get the most shots, etc. Now I'll show you. Let me pull the chair up here. Now let me see if I can get up here to show you. Let's see. I don't know if it'll focus or not. Let me put my hand up there. All right. This rear gauge is reading about 130 bar. Okay? And we told them we want this regulator set as low as possible to achieve approximately 150 foot-pounds. So shooting it here with the FX radar a little while ago, I was getting an average of 154 foot-pounds of energy. And that's pretty close to what we asked for. There could be a difference between the way he set it up in Arizona and here in South Florida, because we have a different barometric pressure and some other factors that they don't. Anyway, this is maybe if I just try to zoom in. There we go. Let me see if I can hold this damn camera steady. You can see that regulator is about 130 bar. And like I said, that's giving us just over 150 foot-pound. My friend Courtney's thrilled to death with that. I'm thrilled with the accuracy. Like I told you before, if I was going to shoot pellets for target shooting, for accuracy, or if I wanted to hit a hog in the head for maximum penetration, I'd probably go with the JSB pellets, them 81 grainers. Anything I wanted to put these crosshairs on with those hybrid slugs, though, I can just about tell you now it's going down. Those things are just devastating. You know, they impart a ton of hydrostatic shock when they hit, as opposed to the normal domed pellets that just kind of want to pass straight through. They'll punch a hole through an animal, but they don't impart a lot of shock value when you hit it with a dome. But these hybrid slugs, man, I'm telling you what, you can drink a shot of whiskey out of them damn things. They got such a big, deep hollow point. And so that's enough for this video. Thank you for sharing this beautiful South Florida sunny day. It's probably about 100 degrees and the humidity is probably about 90%. And let's see. Yeah, it's getting up about 1 o'clock. Time for me to get the hell out of here. Y'all have a great day. And I'll leave you with my thoughts on this. I love this rifle. This Rattler. The only complaint I would have about it is that the magazine is not removable. You have to load the magazine in the rifle. And the company, Western Airguns, making these, this fall they're coming out with another line in 25 and 30 caliber called the Sidewinders. And the Sidewinders do have removable magazines, so that you can have 3 or 4 magazines loaded in your pocket and just take one out and slap another one in and keep going. And the Sidewinders also are full auto and semi-auto. So I give it my highest recommendation. This is a fantastic rifle. The only other possible complaint I could possibly have is that, for me personally, I don't like to shoot off a bench or a table like this unless I'm chronographing or zeroing, setting up a scope. I like to shoot standing offhand. This particular setup, the rifle weighs 9.5 pounds. The scope weighs 2.5 pounds. So I'm holding up 12 pounds to shoot this monster offhand. And I got a bad shoulder, carpal tunnel syndrome on my left wrist. For me, holding this up and shooting it offhand is a little uncomfortable. If I was going to hunt some hogs or something, yeah, I could put up with that. But it's not something I would just shoot every day like I do my impacts. So be aware that it is a heavy gun, built like a tank. I mean, this thing's like a howitzer. It's absolutely devastating. And you can crank the power up like 270 foot-pounds. I think if you was a little creative and did a little fine-tuning, you could probably get this up to 300 foot-pounds of energy if you wanted to. If you wanted to put the time into it. I'm going to leave it just the way it is for my friend Courtney, because this is what he wants. And yeah, that's the way it's going to stay. All right, I'm out. Y'all enjoy.